Let's take a look at the items in my workshop trauma kit. I want to make this very clear. This video is not about safety. It's about preparedness. It's better to be prepared for something and not need it than it is to need it and not be prepared for it. The first thing to note is that this is not a first aid kit. If I need a Band-Aid because I've cut myself, I'm going to go into the house, I'm going to get a Band-Aid. This is different in that if I have to use any of the items in this kit, somebody is going to the hospital. And so I have here my standard basic medical pouch. This type of pouch was important to me because I didn't want the kind that had the zippers that were on the side that you had to bring around, and it basically took two hands to open it up. I didn't want a metal case sitting in the workshop getting all rusty, dented up, and falling on the ground. What I wanted was something that I could open with one hand, and this one fits that bill. Now you'll notice on the inside I have a blood type patch that is velcroed to the inside here. This is just in case medical personnel has to come to my house. They want to know my blood type. Perhaps only my children are around. They may not have that information. It's going to be right here. So let me take all the contents out and then we'll go over them one at a time. First, I have a 6-inch hemorrhage control bandage, or an Israeli bandage if you prefer. Now I also have some sterile gauze pads. Couple of sizes here, 2 inches by 2 inches, a 4-inch by 4-inch size, and then a 5-inch by 6-inch size. A triangular bandage, this is 42 by 42 by 59 inches. And then this is some quick clot, 25 grams. And in case you're not familiar with what this is, if you've ever seen the old World War II movies where a soldier gets shot and then the field medic comes over and rips open a pack and pours some powder looking stuff onto the wound, that's essentially what this is. It's a substance that stops bleeding quickly. However, they've kind of improved the technology a little bit and they put this into a sponge. And so what you would do is you would rip open this pack, apply this directly to your wound, and it would help your clotting process. Oh, one piece of note on the quick clot, by the way, these things do have expiration dates to them. So every couple of years, you'll have to replace these with a fresh pack. This one here is a new one, and it expires in 2018, so that's about 3 years out from now, so I've got a while on this one yet. And here I have a roll of sterile gauze. This is 4 yards worth, and I would put this on the wound, and then I would wrap this around it and keep the pressure applied. Here I have a pair of non-latex gloves, some antiseptic wipes, and a small roll of duct tape. And of course, I may get the question on this, well, if you have duct tape in your workshop, what do you need it in your trauma kit for? Well, the idea of the trauma kit as a whole is to have everything that you need for wound care without having to go to a secondary place. So I don't want to have to search around for wherever my duct tape happens to be. I know that I have a small roll of this in my trauma kit. And then back here on the back side of this pouch, I have my tourniquet. And of course, this is, if all else fails, turn to that. And once you apply this, I believe it's 2 hours that you have to get to the hospital once you apply this. And on this one, it just happens to have a place where you can write the timestamp that it has been applied. Also, I believe it came with the tourniquet. This is the trauma and accident management instructions. So it tells you how to apply the tourniquet, and then there's some basic first aid information in here. One word of note about where I choose to keep this in my workshop. I like to keep it in a place where I don't have a tendency to pile things in front of it. So a doorway is a good place because obviously doorways need to be kept clear, and you usually do a pretty good job at keeping them clear so that you can go in and out of the things. Also, I like to keep it low. If the only ones around to help me in an emergency situation are my children, I want it low enough so that they will be able to go and at least get it and bring it back to me if I'm not able to get to it myself. And then at that point, they can go and get help, whether it's to get a phone and dial 911 or to go over to the neighbor's house and get help that way. I'm also CPR and first aid certified, and I do my best to pass that knowledge and that information along to my children when they are old enough that I think they might be able to at least understand it a little bit. And even if they're not able to understand it, if you keep going over the information time and time again, and you keep reminding them of those things, then eventually they just get it. So like I said, I've never had to use any of this stuff. Hopefully I can keep it that way, but just in case, it's good to be prepared. So what did I miss? What do you keep in your trauma pack that I don't keep in mine? Let me know in the comments below. Hey, thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't. Check me out on Facebook and Pinterest. If you like this video, here's a couple more you'll like as well. Until then.